Hello everyone, this is your Mayor Hawk coming with you today to take a look at Paragon. I've decided after some feedback from our last video that we need to explain Paragon a little bit. I've gotten a lot of guys messaging me personally just saying, hey Hawk, can you explain a little bit what is Paragon? The core mechanics is the stuff that when we watch your video we didn't quite get what you were doing, so I'm here today guys to explain to you how the card system works in Paragon. So we know Paragon is a MOBA, there's a lot of stuff out there on MOBAs, but one thing that Paragon does that the others don't is the card system. It's very unique and it can be very confusing when you first jump in. I know when I first jumped in, I was making decks that did not have a full 60 points worth when I maxed out. I would max out at 54, or I wouldn't have enough card points to finish out my decks. It needed 69 instead of 54, or you know. But when you max out a deck in Paragon, guys, that means when you have all your card points spent at the end of the game, that your most optimized build, it should have all 60 card slots used for a maximum of 60 card points. Exactly 60, no more, because you won't get more, and no less, because then you're not getting the most out of your build. So I'm here to talk to you guys about what are the cards, what is a deck, and why you need to know. So the cards in Paragon are essentially your items or your equipments that you get, that you get in other MOBAs to buff your character as you progress through the game. So instead of like other MOBAs where you would get points or money in the game that you would then go buy an item like a sword or a piece of armor that you would then upgrade to a cooler piece of armor or a cooler sword throughout the game, in Paragon we have cards. And so a little bit higher level, I got a little deep there, a little bit ahead of myself. These cards have their alignment. I don't know if that's exactly what Paragon calls it, kind of spitballing it a little bit right here, but for the sake of this video we'll call it alignment, and I will try to correct myself in a future video, or you guys can let me know in the comments since I forgot what it's called. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's alignment. But we have Order, Intellect, Corruption, Fury, Growth, and Universal. So what Universal means is these are the cards. I'll click on it so you guys can see. These are the cards. I guess you have to scroll. That's weird. I thought you could click. Oh, you have to unselect. Yeah, there we go. That's actually kind of neat. You can show different. But Universal cards are the cards that any hero can use. So Feng Mao, Murdoch, Narbash, Chimera, they could all use these in spite of the fact that they have different alignments. In fact, I actually listed some that have some crossover in alignment there, but that's okay. You guys get what I'm saying to you. But these are the cards that any hero can use. So in this we have our one-cost tokens that you can get at the beginning of the game, or to just spend that extra card point you have when you went back to base. And these cards are very important in the early game and very important in maximizing your card points when you return to base. That way you're as strong as you can be when you're out in the lane or out in the jungle. So don't forget your 1-point cards, guys. They are very important and it's really easy to overlook. So these are just the cards that any hero can use. But we also have Order cards and Intellect cards and Fury cards and Growth cards. These ones are only usable by the heroes of those alignments. So I believe now, after Monolith, every hero has 2 alignments. Twin Blast was the last one to only have 1. He used to be only Fury, but now he's Growth and Fury. So he can use both alignments, which is huge. It gives him access to so many more cards. As you can see here on the left, they all have about 40s. A few of them have 41. Intellect only has 39. But when your hero is of multiple alignments, you have access to about 40 more cards that you can choose from to build your deck. And your deck is very important because that's going to determine how your hero builds throughout the game. So these cards give you bonuses. Like right here, if we look at Stone of Salvation, this is an Order card. It has Mana Regen and Lifesteal. So that's the 2 types of buffs that this card gives you. Right off the bat when you buy it, you're going to get 0.3 Mana Regen and 2.5 Lifesteal. But then, as you can see by these 3 slots in it, I'll actually take you guys into a deck so you can get an idea for this. I'll take you into the Beast Slayer deck that we used in our last video. And we'll take a look at Impact Hammer. It's a card that I have equipped so you guys can kind of get an idea a little bit about what I'm doing. You can see it has these 3 slots that we can fill up. And since that this card gives us 12 power and 4 crit chance, that means this card only deals with power and crit chance. I'll only have access to upgrades for power and crit chance inside of this card. So for this particular card, I've chosen to upgrade it with 3 strikes. So what are upgrades? I got a little bit ahead of you guys again. Upgrades are things that you will spend card points on to eventually get the most out of your card. So think of this in other MOBAs as after you've bought that initial equipment or initial item, when you upgrade it to the next step. Here, instead of upgrading Impact Hammer to another form of hammer, we add upgrade cards into that slot. So this is part of getting the most out of your card points. Remember, we want 6 cards for a maximum of 60 points at the, or well, not for maximum, for exactly 60 points at the end of our build. So right here, this is one of my 9-point cards. How I like to utilize that is we get 60 points and 6 cards. I like to have 4 of those cards be 9-point cards. When they're fully upgraded, 9 points total on them. So with Impact Hammer, it's 3 to buy it, and I put in 3 2-cost strikes. So 3 2-cost strikes, that's 9. No, sorry. Really bad math. Sorry guys, I'm nervous. That's 6, so 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 plus 3 is 9. So we'll have 9 points total across those 4, so 9 points for each of those 4 cards. That'll give us 36, and then 2 12-cost cards. That'll get us to 60. You can do 6 10. It's up to you guys. You can do well, you just get up to 60. There's multiple different ways you can do it. You could get, if you wanted to get all the way up to 51 across 5 cards, and then your last card only be worth 9. If that's possible, if that works out across 6, you can do it. So just make sure that at the end you have 6 cards that add up to 60, and that'll be making the most out of your build. This is the way I like to do it. Others like to do it in other ways. You have to play around with it and find out what works best for you and what works best for your hero. So right here, as I said, I got 3 2-cost strikes. So as I look at this, when I have my option of building my deck, I'll clear it out. I have access to these cards. I own them. I've unlocked them throughout the game to fill out this card. So when I've selected here, I will just remove Impact Hammer. Bye-bye Impact Hammer. And now let's re-equip Impact Hammer. So I know I can choose to put 3 minor casts. Minor casts give us 6 power. So how that works is when we get the card, we automatically get 12 power and 4 crit chance. So this we'll get that as soon as we buy the card, and then each one of these, if I equip them, will give me an additional 6 power, and when I get all 3 equipped, so fully upgraded, it'll give me an additional 4% crit chance. So at the end it would give me 8% crit chance. So that'll compound with other cards. So we had 3 strikes. Strikes and casts are now the same, so there's no difference if I choose 3 casts or 3 strikes to put in this. But it'll get me to that 9 I want at the end, so we'll link and add. And then I'm just going to double check right here that I didn't mess up and accidentally have a second. Well, I couldn't have. So I only own 1 Impact Hammer, so we didn't mess up the deck. Just want to make sure of that. But as you can see, I have more than 6 cards in my deck to have at the end. And you're probably saying, but Merhawk, you said that we only get 6 cards for 60 points at the end. Why would you have more than 6 cards? So seeing as cards do different things, you want to build your deck to have a little bit of wiggle room so you can adapt to what your opponents are doing. So one thing I don't build any of with my Murdoch is armor. That's a very important thing in the meta, armor or health, to make your hero last longer out in lane. I don't build any of that into my carry because hopefully I will be with a good support who will take that damage for me or be able to heal me, and I won't be alone. But as we saw in my last video, sometimes you are alone and it kind of bites me in the butt. So I have my only way of sustaining in there is to have my Hunger Maul. Hunger Maul, is, if you watch my video, was the card that gave me my 100% crit bonus. But crit bonus is not what you build into the card. That is the fully upgrade bonus. So if your upgrade bonus on a card is different than what the card gives you straight up, then you can't add upgrades of a different type of buff to that card. So Hunger Maul does lifesteal, so I can only add lifesteal cards to Hunger Maul, and then when it's upgraded I'll get that crit bonus, but I don't get that until it's fully upgraded. But the lifesteal here will allow me to stay longer in lanes. I can hit the minions, and each hit I do will give me life, or I can hit an enemy hero, and each hit I do will give me life. So lifesteal is awesome, especially if you're dealing a lot of damage. You get a lot of life back, so it's very good, especially in your carries. So Hunger Maul is a great card for Murdoch. But I could choose to put in a card that does armor piercing, like Rustbreaker, because I know that that my opponents might be building basic armor when they see me out there as a carry. So I could put Rustbreaker in for basic penetration. There's two types of penetration now in Paragon. We have basic pen and ability pen. So those are some of the things that you can build up with your cards. You can build up power, you can build up mana, you can build up mana regen, you can build up health, you can build up health regen, basic armor, basic penetration, ability penetration, crit bonus. Those are all and attack speed. Those are all what you can build with your deck to buff up your hero. If I've missed one, sorry guys, you can see him along here at the bottom. Paragon sorts them out for you so you can see what I'm building and what you're filtering for in here when you're making your decks. But the important thing, guys, really the big takeaway that I really want to stress: 6 cards, 60 points. So make sure you do a little bit of math when you build your decks. Feel free to check out YouTube. There are a lot of guys making great building guides on YouTube. Check out one I use is Gamer Fitness Group, Nabori. He makes some great videos, so quick shout out to him. I don't know him, but there I just did a shout for him, so check out his videos for building guides. He does a great job. And there's other YouTubers out there who also do a great job. Look around, but play with it yourself. Find deck builds that you like to use for heroes that you like to use, especially if you're new to Paragon. Play with it, use different heroes, make changes to your decks, find what you like to do and how you like to play the game, and that's when you'll be having the most fun. So this has been your Marehawk, and please, if you've liked this video, if it helped you at all, please hit the like button and subscribe, and please feel free to comment with your questions about the cards and the decks in Paragon, and let me know what you would like to see next in our Paragon Explained series. So let me know what you guys need to see or would like to see, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.